I just level up the stage. Go! Levier.
All right, I'm here. All right, welcome to the What's Your Question podcast. I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions that'll give me the most powerful changes in my life and the lives of others. So what's your question?
I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a pig. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
All right, now we should be. Let's see what it say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I ain't gonna tell you, boy, I like this remote control. I like this thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of What's Your Question podcast, where I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions in the world to give me the most powerful answers to help me in my life and the lives of others. And I'm gonna be the guinea pig. I am. I'm the guinea pig. And we've been mixing it up. Last week's question. When you look at last week's question, you go back and check out last week's question. Because last week's question was, is soft the new hard? It's soft the new hard. And we were just going back and calibrating. We calibrating the greats, man. We calibrating the greats, and all the greats, man, went soft to make the hard harder. You see what I'm saying? They didn't just go at it with brute force. Classic example. Martin Luther King, Gandhi, all of them went soft in order to go hard. They had more influence, more impact, a harder impact to affect more people, more things by going soft. So it's power in soft. And it's time for hard. I ain't gonna don't get me wrong, it's time for it. So how did I implement this last week? This is last week. So how did I implement that? Because that was going on all week, man. You know, I was just all week in every area. I'm just looking. You know, me and my wife, we took a trip down to my daughter graduated from Delta, right? She's a Delta flight attendant right now. So she graduated. So we went down there and we just had a little time. But see, deal is, man, my wife, she already told me, she said, look, I'm going to talk about your driving regardless. I talk about everybody driving. I get inside the vehicle. I'm excited about driving, you know. So it's always a lot of drama, a lot of tension, you know, turn here, turn there, slow down, speed up. Man, what you doing? Oh, man, you know, I don't know. One time we was sitting in traffic, right? I'm just there. I'm thinking, this is there. You know, I was still conversating back. Now we wasn't fussing, right? Cause I know the situation, right? I was going soft, right? I'm saying, man, this is perfect time for me to go. It's soft and new hard. This is perfect time right here. How can I go soft but still be more effective, right? So I just had, no, I don't know what I do. I take my calm pills. What I do, I got a little calm pill. I don't know where they at down here. When I know it's gonna be very intense or something like that coming, especially on the drive. I forgot it. I could have used it. Definitely could have used it, man. Cause I'm gonna tell you, some of the time, man, yeah. Between her and the birds pooping all over my car, I don't understand that. But anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, we're sitting in traffic. Then she's looking she on the passenger side. She's looking at the river, looking at traffic. Now I'm looking at the traffic too, right? Then she said, okay, after this car, go now, punch it. Out there go. She was like, oh man, why did you take yours? I said, look, hold on, wait a minute. Because you see, for me to go, see, here's the deal. You wanted me to go harder. She's aggressive driver. See, I'm going softer. We ain't in no hurry. You see what I'm saying? And we two polar opposites when it comes to that. So that was a place. So all on this trip, I was looking for a chance because we had to do a ton of driving for me to go soft, calm voice, deep breath, understand what's going on. And that's what I was doing on that trip. Because here's the deal. The highest level of this question is soft, the new hard. Where in my life, now this deep now, I'm going to put this out. This may go in for next week's question because I'm going to stay in this vein a little bit. I'm going to stay right in this vein a little bit. Where in my life am I addicted to struggle because it makes me feel in control. This the real barrier, right? Check it. Because once I let go of that, the control, this what hard comes in the control. Once I let go of that, I was listening to something, man. This was coming up on my next question. When I said that I want to go soft, let go of the control. It's called redirecting of the power. The guy said, man, it's mental jujitsu. But he was saying that, I was like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want this thing to be like a gym up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to be like a gym up in that. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I realize ease is not laziness. Flow is not weakness. Softness is not lack of discipline. It's refined power. And that's what we get into, this extra. That's what I'm getting to, this extra. That's what I'm hoping. At the end of these 52 questions, man, that I got refined power. I know I got power. Everybody got power. But I want that power refined. A refined power where it's just soft as butter. You know what I'm saying? Just soft as butter. Okay. Anyway, so here's what we do. We just recap last. Now, I told this to a lot of people because that's going to be up for debate, right? It's going to be up for debate. But I challenge you to just look into your life, right? And then we'll talk about it because we really want to know how to walk out this soft, this new hard. We want to know how to walk it out. I mean, the conceptually, we can understand that, okay, going mental, planning, all this software technology is the way to go. But then when can I put it into action? When can I go hard? Because here's the deal. Here's the beauty just came to me, right? See, here's what you've been doing, right? This is what I've been doing. Because I've been trying to go hard in my might, right? But guess what? When I go soft right here, and then I can use other people's hard that love to go hard. They can't go soft. They just love to go hard. So I employ their hardness. You know what I'm saying? That softness right there. That's it, baby. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. But you see where we're going, right? We see where we're going. We gotta multiply. This is multiplying ourselves. This is getting a group together. This is getting a team together. That's what it is. Getting a team together, getting a group, get a unit. Because once you get the team together, there's somebody saying, you know what? As a team, we can go harder than I could have ever went alone. But the only way I can get the team together is that I gotta be the one being soft. I got a one that been coaching. I got a one the softness to bring them all together to make all this male. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the team. Some of you might be the teammates. See what I'm saying? You may be the teammates. So let's go. All right, so here we is, final upgrade. Now we going. Now what I decided to do instead of jumping into the next question, I'm just sitting here thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end, you know how chat is. Hey, man, do you want me to flesh that out? Do you want me to make you an encyclopedia or something like that? You know what I'm saying? So, it always asks at the end of it because it understands now what I'm trying to accomplish and that I'm using this on a weekly basis. So now at the end of everything, do you want me to turn this to a 7-day conditioning protocol? Conditioning protocol. This is 7 days of conditioning, of working with this question over the next 7 days, right? But we're going to have us a book of knowledge that we all can share, that we all can partake, we all can break bread and enjoy. So here, 7-day protocol. So I want to know, how can I make this? How can I walk this softness out? That was the question over the next 7 days. So now we're going to see if this format holds true. We'll come with the question, then we'll come back the next week with the 7-day protocol. But actually, I could do the 7-day protocol. This going to have to be in the same thing. But let's go through the 7-day protocol. Let's see. Each day has this. A focus shift is what am I retraining? A daily drill, real world reps in the mind. This is daily drill. Like the day when I went to pump gas, right? It's becoming automatic. When the day when I pump gas, it's immediately come automatically to go for the no. I just flick the no out there. That's all I did. Just flick it out there. Everybody went fishing before. I don't fishing. You just throw it out there, see what you catch. The bait ain't there. You just throw it. That's all fishing is. I never could get into fishing. You know what I'm saying? Because I was out there to go hard, get something. You know what I'm saying? But it really was the guy that was soft, because it's all about the touch. That's another way. You see what I'm saying? The fisherman, no, you can't go hard on the fish like that. You can't go hard with them. It's all about soft. It's all about soft. It's all about feel. It's all about touch. Because I was asking the guy, off on a tangent. I said, man, why is this real? Why is this G Loomis real so much more expensive? He said, man, it's all about the touch, man. He said, when I throw that lure out there, he said, even the line on there, the fishing line got weight, got feel to it. He said, man, I throw it out there. I can feel a branch, man. I can feel this. I can feel that. I can feel how it's on the bottom. He said, man, I can feel that. And that's the difference. He said, man, you got to get so soft and so sensitive. Then that's going to increase your reaction time. That's going to increase your success. You see what I'm saying? That's beauty, right? That's beauty. That's beauty. I told you, man, it's universal, man. Soft ends to do hard, baby. You know it. You know it is. But anyway, now I got to come up with my trigger question. What's the mental switch? Then I got to come up with a win condition. How do I know that this 7-day protocol is working? Okay. All this whole thing is about awareness. That's all it is. By understanding, I'm watching this brain, right? I'm watching each thought that's coming through, because it's a Bible verse. I bring every thought into bring every thought to captivity to the obedience of Christ. That's right. I can see every thought. Now, some of them I can't. Some of them I know they running, but I can't stop them just yet, right? But that's what this 7-day protocol. The first is just to be aware, just checking myself throughout the day, right? All day I want to notice when I tense up, when I rush, when I try to control outcomes, when I feel frustration rising. I don't want to change it yet. I just want to catch it. Just watch it. See what's going on. Then I ask myself a question. What am I focusing on right here? What's the real outcome? What's the true motive? Who's winning in it? Win-win. You know what win-win? We're going to dive into the 7 agreements. That's 7 habits of highly effective people. Maybe I come over to 7 agreement. No. Anyway, I catch myself and act at least 5 or 10 times, or 20 or 30 times. That builds a foundation that I can shift what, you can't shift what you don't see. So I first got to be aware of what's going on. Then now I'm going to replace that with simplicity. Now I was listening to the One Thing podcast today, and we're just getting in on it, right? We're just getting in on it, on how I can kind of, because really, when it boils down to it, you just want a simpler life. We think we want more things. My pastor once taught me one thing. He had a statement that I think it may have been A Difference a Dime Make. It's a book that he wrote, but he said less plus best equals more. By having less things, but the best things will give me more fulfillment. Just think about that, just the quality of it. I can have a whole dozen of cheap Walmart cupcakes. In the past I used to tear them up, but now what I decided to do was to condition myself that, hey, look, instead of those cupcakes, what if I just have half a dozen of quality cupcakes? I know the difference, man. I done had some quality, and I had, this massive amount, just so much, man. So it's reigned true. Less plus best equals more fulfillment. And that's what we're going for. A simpler life. Each time something feels hard, I'm going to pause and ask, what's the simplest version of this? What can I remove and not add? Not what can I remove from this situation here to condense it, to make it better with less effort. Because if it's less moving parts, I'm gonna have less effort. I'm gonna be light on my feet. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna be light on my feet because I ain't carrying all that excess baggage. I'm gonna be able to move with agility. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still got it. I still got it. I still got it. That actually simplifies it. Okay, here go the trigger question. What would make this easier without lowering the result? See, I can ask that question. Because a lot of times the path of least resistance, I always ask, what can make it easier? And we we don't qualify that. What would make this easier without lowering the result? I don't want to lower the bar. I maybe want to raise the bar, but what would make this easier? But that's going to be a soft thought, because I was talking to a guy today and me and him were just chit chatting. I said, man, you know what? We're just all in this physical because it feels like we stop and then start planning and sitting down. Everybody else is still moving ahead. So it seemed like we getting left behind. But if we actually working it and not contemplate, see, that's the deal, being able to stay on task. Okay, I know this right here. It's gonna help me leapfrog those cats, no matter how far they get out in front of me. This right here, I'm gonna be able to make the time up. It's like people running. And I'm saying, I'm gonna take the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the time out to fill up on nutrition, you know what I'm saying? Or I may say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try and fix this bicycle. Cause in the long run, if I get this bicycle working, I know if I get this thing working, man, I'm gonna pass all y'all. And I'm gonna cruise. I'm gonna be cruising. So they're gonna be so here's the deal. They're gonna be a distance away. I'm getting this bicycle together, right? But shoot, now I may say, hey, if I spend a little bit longer, I can get this car working. They're gonna be further ahead for sure. They're gonna be further ahead. It may even be out of sight, but I get that car running, they still running though. I get this car running, it may take me a year. That's what we on right now. That's what I'm on right now, a whole year to get this car running. But once it's running, I'm gonna pass it. I'm gonna pass them because I got the leverage, baby. I got the leverage. You see what I'm saying? I got the leverage. Okay, here I am right here. Without lowering this up, I simplify at least 3 real situations. This my win condition. I got to simplify 3 real situations. Now, day 3, that was day 2. Day 3. Day 2 is gonna be tomorrow, right? We'll do this tomorrow. Day 2 is tomorrow. We'll do that. Tomorrow is Tuesday. On day 3, the timing over effort, from pushing to sensing the right moment. I'm gonna delay 1 or 2 non-urgent actions. Just delay them. They ain't urgent. Somebody's coming in. When I'm saying non-urgent, urgent for me. Now that could be urgent for somebody else. I mean, we get into the quadrant. They could be urgent for somebody else, but they really not urgent. It's just a ringing bell. You know what I'm saying? Urgent versus important. I'm gonna delay 1 or 2 non-urgent actions. It could be anything. Watch how timing changes the outcome. That could be anything. It's a non-urgent action. The way I did that today, I had a customer called me. I wanted to I knew I had, see, the deal is, I took the path of least resistance because I knew I had to make a tough phone call, right? Product wasn't ready. You see what I'm saying? Product was damaged. You see what I'm saying? So this was a non-urgent action. This was an urgent action. I could have went on and took care of that. But I found myself, hey, I'm just gonna go down here just to see if this bill could get out and stretch my leg, get a little fresh air. I knew what I was doing, right? And I stopped and I stuttered a couple of times. I was like, man, I don't need to go down there. You need to stay right here. I said, no, you need to step away from it. So whether I was right or whether I was wrong, I don't know. But that was a non-urgent versus urgent, right? So that's what they're talking about. Is this the right move or just the fastest move? Because sometimes we could take what they call low-hanging fruit. And that low-hanging fruit could be money. It could be short-term success. But the guy said you really can't tell. This is what he said on the 4 agreements. He got what he called this productivity deck. I think it's a productivity deck. But anyway, it just kind of goes through to find out what things motivate you or move you in the right direction. Mine was spirituality, playfulness, and teamwork. I think it was another word they used for teamwork on mine. It's on my phone. It's on my phone. It says my screensaver. Spirituality. Um, mm, it's like togetherness or something like that. But anyway, but he had that. He also write your personal mission statement. Then also write yourself a letter from the future, which I had did because every time I get down, I'm thinking, man, it's so much work. What I'm gonna write about? I can't write a letter from the future because I ain't in the future, right? But he said it's gonna be more like a wish a life you would love to live, what would that person say? Then you say you use it as a guide, an anchor to the future. And then as this low-hanging fruit come up, this low-hanging fruit gonna always be off to the side. See what I'm saying? It's always gonna be off to the side to get you to turn down the side road, even though you may get a benefit, the endorphin hit. You may get that with the snacks, with the cakes, with the snacks, with the cakes, with the snacks, with the cakes. Oh, there's a reverb. I was caught in the loop, baby. But you see what I'm saying? But it's just like that, right? You experience at least one moment where waiting works better than acting. And the way you could do that, just take a deep breath. And they tricked us on that, right? It was a commercial that was out there. And they would say, man, do you need a break? And this guy would like shove a candy bar in his mouth. So now people's associating with buying time with shoving candy in their mouth. And I've been guilty of that, right? That's where the snacking come in, because I'm buying myself some time. Now, day 4, here's what I'm gonna do. Power starts to feel a little bit different. From my experience, at least one moment where waiting works better than acting. Soft communication, high level influence, from convincing to guiding. Not just everybody else, but guiding myself. Now, can I do that with myself? I'm trying to convince myself. Should I be able? I got self-talk too, right? Can I convince myself to be guiding as well too? In every conversation, I'm gonna ask more questions than I ask statements. I'm gonna slow my responses down. I'm not gonna, cause I've been working on that, right? I sit at my desk, right? I hear people, they ask questions, they just kind of throw these questions out there. And my old ego, right, be like, man, I know the answer to that. But I know I gotta stay on task. But sometimes I'm just listening as the dialogue. I'm checking the thoughts. I'm listening to the dialogue, and I'm saying, okay, who chimed in? Who did that? Who did that? Then I'm just thinking, right? Man, I know you know the answer to this. You know you want to go to answer. Do not turn around. Do not turn around. Because my ego wanted to just take control of my body and just turn around and dive into it. But my spirit man was like, no, you ain't turning around. Even though it was 2 against 1, I had been working on that. That's what my gym is. My gym is, let's just wait a little bit. Let's see if it resolves itself. Is this one of those things that's non-urgent that may resolve itself? Is this a apparent obstacle that vanish upon my approach? Is it? Could be. All right. Then I'm gonna let the silence do its work, right? I'm gonna let the silence do its work. Just sit and just listen. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do for tomorrow, man. I'm gonna let more silence do the work. You know what I used to do? Though sometimes I used to wait silence do the work. If I wanted to, because here's what I had in my mind. If I knew I was gonna be saying something, but I had to wait for somebody else to answer the question or whatever they had to do, then my silence would be, I say, I'm gonna take this time right here to practice my box breathing. That's right. Box breathing works wonders for your nervous system. 4, count of 4 in, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, breathe in for 4. That's it. Calms your nervous system. That's what I did. When I'm waiting out, and next time you have to let silence do its work, you don't know what to do, you want to say something, just practice your box breathing. Let's see if you can get 30 or 40 of those in, and then we'll see how that work out. Your influence is at least one outcome without pressure. That's how I know I win. If I did one outcome without pressure, this is elite level interpersonal control is what it said. And that's where I want to go. I want to go to elite level. I want to go to elite level because I know at elite level, I already know it. If I go to elite level, then I'll be able to guide so many others. Because everybody's struggling the same way, man. It's the same thing. So I want to be the one to master that thing, and then I'll be able to make a bigger impact. You see what I'm saying? Number one, is it gonna be in my family, with my kids, my wife. I want to make a bigger impact right there. Number one. Then it's gonna be my friends and my co-workers, just like that. Of course, all of y'all, right? Yeah, all of y'all, right? So, all right, let's get in. Day 5, energy alignment from discipline only, energy-based execution. Here, check this out. Do not, that says do important tasks when your energy is naturally high. That's gonna be in the morning. We should be dead. Now, this is what it said before. This is what it said in the one thing that when I gotta wake up earlier. 4 hours in the morning is my time block to work on that car, that bicycle, that airplane that's gonna propel me forward. Whatever that one thing is, I'm supposed to be dedicating at least 4 hours a day of my best time, doing my best work. But I have to identify what that best work is because as the day progresses, the energy fades off. It fades off. So I got to be doing that in the morning. But in order to do that, I got to get in the bed early. So I got about 15 minutes and I got to be in the bed. You see what I'm saying? Okay, stop forcing low energy work. Adjust instead. Now I'm low energy, right? I said I was going. What I was doing around 3 o'clock, I have my lowest energy. So I normally plan just low energy type. I don't even have to think about it. I may be sending out emails or something, somewhere I don't have to even think about, or I may take that. Or what I said I really wanted to do, and I hadn't figured it out yet, is I was going to take a nap. 3 to 4 o'clock, take a nap. 3 to 3:30, take a nap. Whatever that nap is, it's the slowest time anyway. I'm telling you, when it come on slow, I'll be like, man, I'll be like about out, right? I'll be like out, right? So I've been trying to, so that's what I do. Then I'm also track what drains me. Then I'm gonna track what energizes me. It could be music, right? It could be music, and then what drains me could be other people. See what I'm saying? Other people are ruminating over answers instead of going ahead and tackling it. In that situation, I'm gonna go hard because I already went soft. I know, hey man, I'm soft right here. I built those skills up. I can see right through that. I'm gonna slice right on through that. I'm just gonna keep on going. Does this give me energy or does this take my energy? I gotta be looking at every interaction all day long. Okay, now day 6. Now, here's the deal right here. I want to restructure at least one part of my day around energy instead of obligation. Hmm. I need to be knocking my birthdays out earlier. I need the biggest thing in the salesperson's career, the biggest thing and the biggest pitfall, it's gonna be follow-up. So that should be number one. When I first come out in my best part of the day, I should be doing most of my follow-up because that's what requires the most energy. What's the most important. Then if I can go and capitalize on that, get that done early. All the times that I've gotten that done early, we've done it. Hey, we all did it, right? We was in the zone, and then we get knocked off track. Well, I'm getting back on track. From grinding for results to designing for results. Here you go. Pick one area: health, work, family, or at least, or ask, what system will make this automatic? What can I put in place that'll make this automatic? Like meal prepping, right? Simple routine instead of a complex plan, a simple routine. I like piggybacking with old habits, right? Don't throw away the old habits. Let's just reallocate them. Let's put the old habits to work. You got an old bad habit? Let's put it to work. How can I put the old bad habit to work? This is what I'm about. This is what it's about. How do I make this require less willpower? I build at least one system that removes effort. This is where soft becomes structural. I won't build soft into the whole structure of my whole day. Now, day 7, identify the shift. Soft equal power. Okay. Focus the shift from doing differently to being different. Now that's the key. That's the key right there. From doing differently, that's a doing thing, to being a person that is different. And that's what I'm open to getting to a new identity. Because this identity's got me so far. Now I'm designing this identity kind of haphazard, kind of put together, right? Frankenstein on them, you know what I'm saying? But now I want to design that new that new vibranium body. You know what I'm saying? Like they did with the Vision. He had that perfect body. You know, Ultron built that thing, right? He built that thing. Now, because he built it out of good quality materials, right? So here's what I want to do. Move through my day with this new identity. I'm the guy. I don't force outcomes. I align and I direct them. Then I'm going to watch how I walk. I'm going to watch how I speak, watch how I decide, watch how I respond. Then the trigger question on that, what would this look like if I operated from calm control instead of force? What would it look like? I would be happier for number one. I can see that right now. I'm just happy, soft, happy, going through, just flowing through it. The sun is shining. Even when it's raining, man, guess what? I got rainy day stuff flying. It don't matter if it's raining or if it's sunny, man. I got it all lined up. All you gotta do is plan something good for each segment. Here's the deal. Every season coming back around, every day coming back around. So if I miss it today, I miss it this month, man, I ain't gonna beat myself up. I've been going soft with myself in that area right there, because it's just we gamifying. It's just a game. It's just an outcome. If I ain't like the outcome, then I'm gonna change the input. I ain't gonna try to mold that outcome. That outcome is done. That outcome is based on my input. So we going with the inputs. Okay, I'm gonna feel less urgency, more clarity, more control with less effort. This is the leap. This is the leap. I'm gonna have me some non-negotiable. At the end of each day, reflect. I hadn't been doing it. We mentioned that, right? Reflecting over that, I hadn't been doing it. I did it a little. I kind of do it more in the morning, but I hadn't been reflecting on the day because I'm still kind of still going hard, still running, in the time, right? Where did I force things? Where did I flow? What worked better? I'm gonna keep it simple, just awareness and adjustment. What happens if I do this thing right? I'll be less reactive. I'll be more precise. People respond to me differently. I get results with less effort and less stress. That's the main thing. I get results with less effort, less stress. I stop equating struggle with progress. I ain't gotta have a struggle to have progress. Why can't I just flow with ease? Why can't the wind blow in my sails, man? That's what I'm saying. Mm, that's it. I know that's it. Once it start clicking, evolve. The question is, where can I win by doing less but doing it better? That's a good question. I don't improve right here. We just skipped the level right here. We just skipped the level. Now let's go. Let's see what AI got to say, man. I want to evolve this thing in a certain way, right? I want to evolve this in a certain way of having a progression. But here recently, I've been behind the eight ball. Last time I struggled with, see, this is another one. I knew this day was coming up a whole week. This was acting up last week, and I said that I was going to come up with another solution. And I got another solution, but I hadn't even taken the time to implement it. I got about 5 things cooking, right? I still been taking the path of least resistance, right? I'm still noticing that I hadn't engineered my environment to be conducive to me to rock this out. Let's do it. Let's see what can we do. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's on your mind?
Now we've been rocking on this question on is soft the new hard? How can I implement it? How can I make what is hard or what is soft easy? Man, see, that's what I'm saying, man. You still there? That's what I'm saying right there. I'm gonna have to get this fixed. She was here, now she gone. We're gonna have to get this fixed. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna punish myself. No, I ain't gonna punish myself. I ain't gonna do that. No, I ain't gonna do it. But I am gonna come up with a solution. This right here, definitely not working. What could I do? Let's stop it. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here for you. What's on your mind?
How can I go soft and yet make my heart harder in everyday life?
That's a powerful concept.
Yeah, I guess she just thinks it's a powerful concept. So we'll proceed with that because I'm finna go ahead and wrap this thing up, and then I'm coming back harder because I'm finna go softer. Peace out. Now you know my question. My question for next week. The question for next week. Hold on, I ain't done yet, baby. I ain't done yet. My question for next week, which is, I just alluded to it right there. My question for next week: how can I identify and transplant the lure of the path of least resistance to the path of my ideal self? That's a question. How can I do that? That's gonna be the question for next week. I just gave you a little hint, but now we're gonna work out these 7 days. I ain't got kind of mixed up on this thing, but we're gonna work this 7 days out some kind of way. I'm gonna figure out a way to work that in, but yet still have my 52 questions. So I want this question. I still want to have this question for next week. So how can I guess this week's question was, how can I implement soft is hard, which we went over. So I'm gonna work the 7 days into that. How can I implement it? I'm gonna work the 7 days into that. And then after that, we're gonna come into this question right here. So you know my question is, how can I work this 7-day protocol into this week? And then Friday, I'm gonna recap how I worked it in and the outcome, and then we're gonna go from there. Peace out. I love you.
I just level up the stage. Levier.